Good afternoon, everyone. Make sure you guys follow my Instagram, Twitter, Periscope, Snapchat at Danaya. That's DANAYA. EZURE. Whew, this is going to be an interesting live. So, yesterday I did a live with Goddess where we were talking about mental health and depression in the African American community. And today, I saw a video from someone who said that they attempted suicide yesterday. Now, for me, I've seen the posts of people that have ended their life. And if I get flack for this video, oh well, whatever. I'm not going to worry about it. Hey, Deanna, how are you? So that right there was painful to see. Thank God that content creator had family around her that helped her so that she did not complete her goal. But something that was very telling to me was the fact that she just said, I just didn't want the pain anymore. I just didn't want to be here. I titled this video, Is It Really Worth It? Oh, no worries. No worries. Deanna said she forgot to like on the way in. Make sure that you guys like and share the video, please. Hey, Karen, how are you? Hi. You know, I think it's really crazy. Hey, Goddess. Hey. You know, I think it's really crazy how people just don't think about how their actions can affect someone else. Hey, Goddess. And too many people don't realize the pain that they're causing someone just for clicking the view. Oh, don't get it twisted. Hey, Shan, how are you? Don't get it twisted. It's not I'm leaving YouTube video. This is we need to reevaluate what we're doing on here video. Because what you don't want to see is a morning after video from a family member. Because you push somebody to their complete breaking point. To the point that they don't care if they wake up the next day. As content creators, we go through a lot because we allow you guys to come into our lives. Sometimes more than our family. And we are very vulnerable because we feel that that's what YouTube was about. Being vulnerable and sharing your life and telling strangers what you can't tell your family. But what happens when your family becomes involved with the situation? How do you handle things then? Because we know a lot of us on here kind of just playing around or whatever. But a lot of the things that we say on here, we never thought would get back to family members. So how do you handle it then? How do you tell someone that you were afraid to tell them, but you were comfortable telling some of your darkest secrets to the world because you felt they wouldn't judge you because they don't know you? I can't say enough. This live feature is a blessing and a curse. And the reason that I say that is because, yes, you can build relationships, but you can destroy people's lives as well. I've seen on here multiple people that are so focused on a click in the view that they are not thinking about their own reputations and what could happen at the end. They're not thinking about their own relationships, their true relationships. They're too busy focused on impressing someone that doesn't give a damn about them. This can be dangerous for a couple of different reasons. When you're focused on people that don't care about you, you lose yourself completely. When you lose yourself completely, what do you do when that person's gone? You feel like you have nothing else. You feel like you have no other reason to live because the person that you thought that you cared about has abandoned you. Don't get it twisted. I've been on social media for 10 years, I want to say, and I've been on YouTube since 2000. Hold on, let me check. I've been on YouTube for a minute. I just didn't take it seriously because I was like, I'm not getting those numbers, so what the hell's the point? I'm gonna just upload my videos and keep it moving. Hold on, I'm checking my other account because that was the account I started with. This actually is a newer account, to be quite honest. So I've been on. Let's check this real quick. Just giving you guys a breakdown of. I've been on YouTube since what's the year? What's this? Sorry. Yep, 10 years. It's been 10 years altogether. I think I've had this account since 2013. I actually got it from right. Don't want to end up in a low. Oh, God is cutting up already. Yeah, I've been on YouTube for 10 years, but I haven't really been paying attention to my channel until like maybe last year, for real. Actually uploading content regularly. Hey, madam, how are you? If you guys haven't already done so, please hit the like button as you come in. Make sure that you guys follow everyone that's in here because all my people are dope. I'm just saying. I'm blessed to have some amazing people that I have connected with on this line. I remember the first day that YouTube got a live feature. People were frustrated. The damn thing was slow. The video was all jacked up. YouTube couldn't get it together. It was bad. Like, it was really, really bad. Because we were on Periscope and one of the scopers was talking about it. And we're just like, what the heck? What are y'all doing? And I remember the very first time that I heard about Periscope, as a matter of fact. And I heard it described as Snapchat combined with YouTube with live comments. I said, who the hell wants live YouTube comments? Have y'all seen those things? I don't think a lot of people really understand why Periscope fell the way that it did. It's getting a little bit better, but the reason that Periscope is not where it could be is because of what the platform did to its creators. Imagine being a big creator and every single time you go live, you have 100,000 people telling you to end your life. This is not my experience. This is the experience of people that I knew because I was going to the different events and all that kind of stuff and watching the stories. And Periscope didn't take care of the situation until it was too late. There were girls that got molested on the platform. I don't know if anyone harmed themselves, but I'm pretty sure people came close. The reason that the Periscope got in, we really got in trouble when some chick decided that it was okay to drink and drive and scope at the same time. That was just dumb. Hey, Keisha, how are you? Hello. Periscope was the lit back in the day. Jesus, Periscope was so lit. Oh my goodness. We used to. Now, I'm going to tell y'all right now, the only reason that Facebook even got a live feature was because of Periscope. Because we got to the point where we was like, what's a Facebook? We on Periscope. Screw y'all. What you mean? And so Mark Zuckerberg was like, I'm not going to be outdone. We're going to get this live thing together. But he also had to get his live situation together because the problem that he had was he was getting people that were committing murders online live because they just, and not even intentionally at times, it would be somebody would just be out and somebody got into a beef and they just got shot and happened to be on his platform, but he had to take the L for that. He had to be responsible for that. He had to be responsible for that. And it's crazy. Like, it is insane. Sorry. That this is what's going on the different platforms when it comes to live streaming. Facebook was incredibly shook when Periscope hit the scene. They were, because Periscope grew so quickly. Periscope grew to 15 million users in like 2 years, and they had a staff of 12. I'm gonna say that again. Periscope had a platform of 15 million users and a staff of 12. So when you were hitting them up and letting them know what was going on with Periscope and letting them know that you're having trolls issues and all that kind of stuff, they had one poor little girl working on that. So guess how many people did not get any attention from that? I remember we were at Periscope conference and we were trying to tell them, we're like, well, what's going on? We told you about the trolls. We told you about the severity of them. We told you that they're harassing women on this platform and nothing's being done. And that's when we found out how small that staff was. When I could say I was beyond livid. Because I know what I had seen my friends go through. And the amount of trolls that we had from all over the world. The amount and the biggest problem that we had was the fact that Periscope did not respect its Black creators. They would have conferences and have maybe a couple Black creators, and if they did, they'd have the same Black creators on every panel. They would get to the point where they'd only allow us to be in certain spaces when it came to being a creator. If you were a tech person, there might be one tech person or makeup person. They definitely wouldn't give it to beauty creators at all. They had to fight so hard to get any kind of spot for a beauty creator. It was insane. I say all that to say, when it comes to social media and it comes to live streaming, the whole purpose of live streaming that a lot of people don't get is about taking people around the world through a computer screen or through your phone. People were having sex live. Girls were getting raped on there. It was bad. It was really, really bad. Really, really bad. There was no control over that platform. But the whole purpose of live stream specifically is so you can take people around the world. I remember there was a creator who had gotten into a car accident. And she was paralyzed, so she literally couldn't move for months. And she said what saved her life and helped her to continue to live was the fact that that she knew that she was going to inspire her audience. And it's sad that we have gotten to the point that we just don't care about that. We don't care about our subscribers. We demonize our subscribers. I mean, imagine being in someone's chat and all you hear about is how they tricked you into doing something. How they took your money. All for a click and a view. There are so many people that are on this platform that people get drowned out. There's always it's always a phrase of like, oh yeah, well there's millions of creators on here. That's great, but don't be the one that sits there and makes people wish they weren't on the platform. There's a difference between being a creator and being a fucking nuisance. And there are too many people that are on this platform that are just a fucking nuisance. Period. Point blank. I'm not monetized, so I don't give a fuck what I say at this point. Oh, Keisha, it was bad. It was bad. Because the thing is that people didn't think that. Well, I know for a fact that Mark Zuckerberg never thought that Facebook would be used for what it's used for. What it had been used for in the past. And YouTube was just YouTube was just jumping on the bandwagon when it came to live streaming. They didn't know what the hell they were doing. And they're still trying to figure it out right now. That's why they got the super chats going and all that kind of stuff. Super chats exist because they kept on taking money from content creators and demonetizing their videos. That's what I think a lot of people don't understand. That was the whole purpose of Super Chats. Is because they're like, all right, okay, we tired of y'all yelling at us and telling us we're taking your money. Let's go ahead and let your audience pay you then. We're still going to take a portion of that, but at least you can stop bitching about the fact that we're taking your money and we're not letting you have a voice on your platform. That's where Super Chats came from. YouTube just got tired of content creators complaining. I think it's hilarious that people forget about what happened on this platform. People forget about the people that have just completely snapped on this platform, gone down to YouTube and flipped out because they have lost their monetization, because they thought they lost their self-respect. And this is somebody that had, I think she had like a few million subscribers, and somehow she lost her monetization and just completely snapped. But we're getting to the point where we're almost desensitized from the situation. The whole purpose that I even named this thing, "What Is It Worth It?" is because we're so focused on the wrong thing. We're so focused on the wrong thing right now. We're not even thinking about how are we going to help the next person? How are we going to help ourselves? What are we going to do to empower someone? We're too busy worried about how we're going to tear down the next person. There are so many questions. Yeah, wow, yeah, it's kind of crazy. Like, and this is what makes it so bad. What happened with the Deadly last year? It is falling on deaf ears. And I've never told. I don't think I've told this story like live. I might have said it in chats, but I'm gonna say it now of why that situation affected me the most. When I heard about this what happened, or what we were believed to have happened, I was on my way to the radio station. I was 10 minutes from getting on air. I could barely finish my broadcast because the last few minutes I was just in tears. Now, mind you, for those of you who don't know, I think I shared when I first got on here that in this broadcast that I've seen the after message of someone who took their own life. So all I'm thinking of is, here we go again. I can't believe this. So when I found out that it was a farce, I jumped offline for like a week. I couldn't. I tried to rationalize it and just think of how I knew I could do that, and I couldn't watch a response video. I couldn't watch anything because it was just too painful. And it's crazy because this isn't somebody that I knew, but it wasn't somebody that I knew in real life as close as people that I work with the Organization for Suicide and Prevention and Anti-Bullying. But it was somebody that I had cared about at the time. So now this whole thing is bringing me back to that. People don't take life serious enough. I even saw, and even when I was on my live, when I was did my live about Kobe and his daughter, there are people that came in the chat talking about some, well, it's just another celebrity. Why do you care? Yada yada yada. Why are you questioning what I'm saying on my fucking platform? I didn't ask your opinion. I didn't say anything about you. I said, these are my feelings. And this is what I'm going through. I brought up the fact that it made me think about all the deaths that I had last year and how it's really hard to recover from that. It doesn't happen overnight. I think a lot of people don't realize when it comes to social media, the power that we can have if we want to, the impact that we truly can make. But for some strange reason, we're just choosing to tear each other down. I mean, I get it. I watch a couple reality shows and whatnot, but after a while, those get old. And they really get old when you find out that it's all scripted. Sorry, y'all. None of that's real. The only thing that's real, I'll rephrase that. The only thing that's real is the reactions. But the situations are all planned. So people are sitting up there thinking you're watching Real Housewives and Real this or whatever. Nah, gee. Literally, what's real is the reaction, because what they do is they take these people that they know they don't like each other, put them in a room together. Hold on, sorry. Very true. So it seems like people don't care unless it affects them directly. It's like, oh well, it's not just on YouTube. Absolutely, it's not just on YouTube, and even when it affects them directly, a lot of people kind of just don't even think about it, or they're kind of in the mindset of, oh, no biggie. Things happen every day. If I hear that phrase one more time, things happen every day. People die every day. I do not understand where we became so heartless. Because as much as people say that people die every day and all that kind of mess, it's true. Absolutely. But people's lives are affected by that death every day. People's lives change are changed forever by those quote unquote deaths that happen every day. Imagine being a parent and burying your child. Now imagine being a parent and burying multiple children. Imagine being a child and burying your parents, your aunts, your friend. Like, that's what I think people are missing, is the amount of pain that people go through when one person passes. Because they may not mean that much to you, but to that person that was their world. And I think the problem that a lot of people have is that they're so desensitized, and it's always like, well, if it doesn't affect me, you have no idea how much it's going to affect you. Because I will tell you this for a fact. If you know that person who lost someone, they're done. Like, they're affected completely. And it's going to change your relationship with them. You might not know that, but trust me, it will. Because that person will not be the same. I really hope that we can get to a point where we start thinking about these things. Everything isn't a laugh, a kiki. Let's sit back and have some fun at someone else's expense situation. Everyone isn't as strong as you think. And some people have a very short fuse and a breaking point that you wouldn't believe. We always want to laugh and joke about, people pulling up and this and the third, but that's not funny. Definitely about people's children. Man. I was telling God this. I was like, my God, that I just turned 13. I am nervous. So I'm trying not to go to jail. But I know how she is. I know how her mother is. I know how her dad is. And I know how her mouth's gonna be. Oh, Jesus. Don't get it twisted. She's a very, very sweet, very smart, all of that. But I do. I pray for her all the time because I know how this world is, and I know what her mom went through, and the fact of her mom not being able to work for years because the wives of the company owners wouldn't hire her because she was too pretty. And I wish I was kidding when I say this, but that's what it was. They won't be satisfied until they won't be satisfied until their brains are splattered on the concrete. The crazy part is there have been situations like this. There have been situations on Facebook where somebody was beefing back and forth, and the next thing you know, there's a live video of somebody getting shot. There's situations on Instagram where somebody was beefing about comments or liking or some crap, and the kid dies. Same thing on here. So why are we still playing that game? We already know stuff can happen. People think this whole thing with BS is a joke, but that's what can happen in real life. Thank God nothing severe happened where nobody got killed, but who knows what would have happened had the cops not come? Who knows what would have happened? Who knows? Somebody could be in the hospital or worse for entertainment, and I would have been live. And what happens, and this is what people do not understand. If you don't report something when it's live, guess who's liable? So if you're sitting up there and you're watching things when they go down, you're just as liable as the person that committed the crime. And you're gonna have cops and FBI knocking on your door. Don't believe me? Ask anyone who was caught watching them viral videos when they had that. There was a video that was going around. It was a girl that was getting a girl that was getting molested, and it was on Facebook. A girl that was getting molested, and then people were sharing it and this and third, and I was like, I ain't sharing this crap. Anybody who shared that video got a phone call from the FBI or the police department in their city. Because technically you share child pornography. I need y'all to pay attention to what you're doing. If you're sitting up there and you're in those chats and you're watching fat videos and all that kind of stuff, when that stuff goes to court, they're looking at those comments. Looking at the names in those comments. And those are, hey, Chupacabra, how are you? And those of you who don't know, on Facebook, you're using your legal name. So you're completely popped. You have a lot more anonymity on YouTube than you do on Facebook. So this whole situation of people going crazy applies on every single platform. It's a little bit easier for you to kind of hide on here. You can't do that on Facebook. Oh, no. No. You can create a fake profile. They'll grab that IP address real quick. And so it's like you have to think about, what are you sharing? What are you commenting on? What are you allowing your brain to see? And why are you there? Is what you're watching, is it enriching you? Is it hurting someone? Is it helping you or harming your spirit? But a lot of people don't think about that because, again, you think it doesn't affect you. But it truly does. It truly, truly does. What you watch on social media, what you share, what you retweet, I want to say this again. What you share, what you retweet, what you watch on here can all be used against you. Because when nobody wants to talk, all the cops are going to do is roll down that feed and see who's in that chat, Google your name, and see what pops up. And that's it. Period. That's all they're going to do. They're not going to ask questions. It's not going to be like, oh, I forgot. I didn't know that was going to happen. You knew the person you were watching was problematic. You knew something was going to happen. You were there to see something happen. You didn't know what was going to happen. they're really not gonna, they're gonna ask questions later because they're gonna knock on your door first. And I think a lot of people don't realize the consequences of their actions. That's why they keep on doing the same dumb things over and over again. Like nothing's ever gonna happen to them. Well, VS thought she was untouchable, and then now she's sitting up there 3 years and she can't be on social media. And not just that, anyone that tries to go through with a third party, like, so if she don't want to do it, but she has somebody else doing it for her, they're gonna get in trouble too. And they get in trouble, and she goes back to jail. So all this, like, playing different accounts and all that, can't do that no more, unless you want to go to jail too for accessory. But nobody thinks about that part. Nobody thinks about what can happen if they observe a crime. Nobody thinks about what can happen if they share that crime. You want to know why a lot of videos go viral? Because people will share things just to say, ooh, that's crazy. I wouldn't do that. That's bad. Why do we constantly share things that are bad? Why do we share things that are harming other people? I get it. There are some things that need to be shared in order to bring awareness, but there are some things that need to be given directly to the police and no one else. We really need to think about what we're doing online, especially on here. I can't stress this enough. YouTube is a search engine. If you value your digital reputation and care about what happens when people Google your damn name, you might want to change your interactions on here. Because what you do on here can and will be used against you. Period, point blank. Because believe me, whenever you get in trouble, the first thing they're doing is searching Google. And so what you do on here is what's going to pop up. So why are we sitting here as content creators going back and forth and demonizing people and doxing and bringing family into it and all that kind of mess for what? What is that accomplishing at this point? Okay, you get a little coin here and there. That's great. Now if you get sued, all that money goes away. So I'm confused. I'm gonna say this again. You can get coin all you want to on here, but if you get sued, guess where that money's going? So what's the point again? Why are we threatening to find people's families and kids and harm people and take lives? And why are people laughing about that? I get it. Some people have done it for years, nothing's happened, this and the third. It's not a big deal. Why are you worried about it? And there are the content creators that were doing rest in peace videos because 100,000 people told them to take their life, and now this, and they said, you know what? That sounds like a good idea to do today. And they did it. We have to get to a point where we start thinking beyond ourselves and start thinking, how do we help someone else? There's this false sense of safety and anonymity behind the keyboard. Absolutely. Because people think they can't be touched. I'm going to just say this. This city, this world, this country is a lot smaller than you think. and a lot of people travel. It's just not a good idea to play those kind of games. The purpose of YouTube, it was about sharing people's lives, allowing people into their world, and allowing people to connect with one another. I don't believe that whole thing is dead. I do believe that people aren't thinking about that. I do believe that people have gotten to the point where they're so focused on a click and a view that they're willing to harm someone else to get it. I do believe that people are so focused on being self-centered and self-absorbed, and they don't know how to just be themselves anymore. And so they're playing a role to appease other people. And for what? See, it's funny. I tell people all the time, I'm in Vegas quite frequently because I work out there. Because I work with a company called Life After Sports. And the reason that and now mind you, anybody that knows me knows I'm not a huge sports person. However, I grew up as a dancer. But the reason I even got involved with this organization was because the owner, shout out to Casey Bizboss, told me before we even knew the name of the company, she said, I have family and friends that keep coming to me and telling me that their child either attempted or committed suicide because they lost their contract. And that hit such a nerve for me because I have friends that have attempted suicide before. And so I was just like, okay, well, let's figure out, what we're going to do. And we kind of started building it from there. This group is now, it's now been 3 years. I've been with Life After Sports, and we started in Atlanta. We did some stuff here. She's done events in Jersey, Texas. We did one in LA, and we're back here for All-Star Weekend. But it's funny because I was when I initially had signed on to do the event and to go to the event in Club Chat in Vegas or whatever, I was like, oh cool, I can finally go to Vegas and not have to worry about working. Hilariously, I think maybe a month after I signed on, I learned that I'd be working with some NFL draft events. So I was like, well, damn, I still got to work. So, because I originally only signed up to go because I met Deanna in Chicago, and I was like, well, damn, if Deanna's this dope, then I'm sure the rest of the group must be amazing. Wrong. And that was a really crappy realization to come to. It ain't worth it. It's not worth it. It's not worth your sanity. It's not worth your heart. It's not worth your time. I decided that I didn't want to go to Vegas because I didn't want to go to Vegas. Let me phrase that. I said I didn't want to go to the Club Chat event because it's not what I signed up for. And it's sad because what it could be is something so powerful and so much fun, and just chilling out with people that you met on YouTube and all that kind of stuff. And now it's turned into this: who are we going to talk about? Who are we going to demonize? Let's get content for this TV show, web series, whatever the hell it is. And how are you guys going to sleep? Because do you guys know those cameras go 24/7 and they're catching every single thing you do? That means you're going to be drunk on TV or on webcam or whatever, drunk and high. Have fun explaining that to your kids. I'm good on that. I'm good on all of that. I don't even like I remember when I went to Periscope Summit, they was getting wasted, and I was like, "Y'all better get me off that camera when y'all getting drunk." Nope, 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 no, no. I refuse to have that video of me sitting up there just completely wasted on camera. No, sir, Bobby Rooney, I won't do it. There's always this thing about don't drive while drunk. Damn it, don't get on live while you wasted either, because it just doesn't end well for most people. Some people can control themselves, most people cannot. And you say things that you'll regret the next day. Please hit the like button if you have not already done so. So you have to really think about, is it really worth your sanity? Is it worth your reputation? To get on here and act a fool for no reason. Now, let's be clear. When someone comes at you and act and get out of their body, it's a different situation. You have to defend yourself because someone wants to lie on you and say that you XYZ just because they got kicked out of a freaking group because their dumbasses doing shady shit. Then you have to respond to that. So you can defend yourself and protect your reputation, because theirs is down the fucking toilet and we'll never get it back. Yeah. People get mad when you start standing up for yourself, because people think that you shouldn't, because you're small and you're insignificant, right? Because you have smaller numbers. I think the misconception that we have on here is everyone that has small numbers isn't important. Y'all need to get out of that and quickly. Because people that have smaller numbers on here just haven't been discovered yet. I consider y'all pages of people that have small numbers, but they're amazing. And they just haven't really focused on their YouTube channels. I also, hold on. Chupa said, 1 second. I also noticed that there are a lot of subscribers. They'll put their 2 cents into a context. Yep. And creators will end up getting dragged by it, whether it has to do with race, religion, sex. Yep. And that's the problem. That's when we talk about messy subscribers. I mean, I've seen people go from chat to chat saying, "Ooh, they said this, they said that," and the content creator is like, "I didn't even say nothing. What are you talking about?" But the other content creator is mad because the subscribers told them that the content creator said XYZ, and now the content creator is making the video about the other content creator because they thought they heard that they might have said something about them, but they didn't say anything, and they were too damn lazy to go over to the other content creator's page and see what was actually said. They're listening to the people that are in their chat who are lying to them specifically because they know that they are not going to check their references. And to y'all that are going back and forth and just lying and can't get shit right, stop. Because at some point you might want to create some content. And you might want to have some kind of credibility behind your ignorant ass. You're losing your credibility online. And if you're losing your credibility on here, that makes me think you probably don't have it in real life as well. And that part. What we do online affects us in real life. Or let me rephrase that. Affects us behind the scenes. Emotionally, physically, financially. Hey, Zarina, how are you? That's what people don't understand. What we do on here affects us behind the scenes. Not always, but it definitely can. it can affect certain things. It can affect mental stability. It can affect relationships. Hell, it has affected relationships. But you just did it for a click and a view, right? You just did it because you thought that it was cute, that it was funny to go back and tell a lie. Meanwhile, you see this person go crazy on camera and have no idea they have children in the background that have to then deal with that once they get offline. Imagine having a parent screaming because of something that someone online did or you thought they did, but then to find out it was all a lie just because someone went in there and riled them up just to get a reaction out of them. When did we get to the point where that was acceptable? When did we get to the point where that was fun and that was entertainment? We need to rethink what we consider entertainment on here. Because no longer is it cute to hear somebody get a death threat and be like, oh, well, whatever. It's not whatever. It's someone's life that's being affected by that. You want to know why a lot of celebrities leave Twitter and think about and Instagram? Because they've gotten to the point where they can't open their mentions without being told to take their life and how worthless they are. And I am so tired of people saying, well, they can just turn off their this and they can just turn off their that. They shouldn't have to. There should be enough people that have common sense. Okay, cool. There should be enough people that have common sense to not do that. Where in the world did you get the idea that it's okay to be like, well, whatever, fine, kill yourself? Wait, what? Who does that? Hey, Miss Mazar, how are you? Where do people think that that's acceptable? I would never, ever understand that. Hey, Nikki. I would never understand that. I would never understand people that think it's cute to dox people and post pictures of family members that they had to dig for and call companies to get information. I get it, we roast and gag and yada yada yada. But the minute that it gets to the point of being destructive to someone's way of being is when we really have to think about, what are we doing here? What are we really, really doing here? How are we able to look ourselves in the mirror knowing that what we did directly is causing someone else to suffer? How are we able to log on and continue our day knowing that someone has considered taking their life because of what our words said? We really need to think about how we're going to make this platform better. I keep on hearing that people are coming from other groups and just talking about the black sector or whatever, or the beef sector, whatever the hell this damn thing is called at this point. and laughing at us. But you know what the sad part is? There are some amazing content creators that are in this group that don't get any kind of shine or recognition because they say out of all the beefs or problems or whatever and don't want to focus on that because there's other shit to do. Lovely T did a video about the coronavirus. I've seen a couple other people do videos, but a lot of people aren't focused on that. Right, when you lose your sisters and brothers, you would think, hold on 1 second. Sorry, the writing's a little small. It says, when you lose your sisters and brothers, you would think one would leave others' children out their mouths. Basically. And that's a perfect example. I think a lot of people don't realize how serious that situation is. People will die for their kids. So why are you even putting yourself into predicaments to have your life permanently affected because you wanted a click and a view? We do so much just for a click and a view, and what do we get in the end? Like, for real. What I've seen is people that have lost relationships, people that have lost friendships, people that have lost their motherfucking mind. It feels good not to have to worry about cursing on here. I'll worry about that shit whenever I decide to want to be monetized. Because, child, 4,000 hours. Ugh, God, really, YouTube. And here's the sad part about it. The reason that did y'all know the reason why those rules came into place in the first place? So the whole reason that now you have to have 1,000 subs and 4,000 watch hours is because YouTube got sick and tired of being told that new content creators were growing their platforms by doxing and lying and beefing and this and that and the third. That's why. Originally, when it first started, everyone could go live. Everyone could go live. If you had 500 subscribers, you were able to be monetized, be a partner at 500 subs back then, and everyone could go live. Now it's 1,000 subs. Exactly. Ooh, child. Chuba said she waiting on a dress coming from China. If y'all ordering from China, y'all might want to chill out for a minute until they get their situation together. I'm not ordering a thing from China so they figure out what they doing over there. Child, I'm so not messing with China. Because they got to figure that situation out. And here's the thing you don't realize too. So that whole thing came from bats, right? So, which means that and there's actually a YouTuber. If you watch Lovely T's video, it'll talk about it. There's actually a YouTuber that's being blamed for that. So she was a Chinese YouTuber. I forgot her name. I might even put the video in the comments or something. Where she was talking about. Actually, as a matter of fact, I can pull it up real quick. Hold on. But Lovely T was talking about the content creator that actually created this whole thing. Because she was eating live bats. Because people were doing all of that, those mukbangs or whatever, but they wanted to be more exotic with their mukbangs. And so when you want to get more exotic, you want to play around with stuff, that's when things get dangerous. So think about it. So we want to get more exotic. We want to play around with what's going on we want to play around with what's going on YouTube. We want to get more subscribers. We want to get more views. We want to do something else that nobody else is doing, right? That's the goal. Want to be different. Well, apparently this YouTuber wanted to be different. And she decided that it was okay to eat live bats on their platform. She ate live bats on her platform. And so other people thought, hey, this is a great idea. Let's all eat live bats on our platforms. Now, bats are what started this whole, are the ones that contracted this disease. It's so crazy. But that's the ones that contracted this disease. And they passed it on to humans. And it's a mess. And this is all because people wanted to click in the view. So all these people are going to die because someone wanted to click in the view. And now there are planes that can't go to China. There are, hold on a second. There are planes that can't go to China. And there are all these other ships that can't go to China. It's just a mess. An absolute mess. This is one of the videos. I think the main one got taken down, actually, as a matter of fact. Because it was really, really powerful. Hold on one second. Let me pull this up real quick so you guys can see it. So I can put it in the chat for you. But all of this happened because somebody wanted to click in the view. This one specifically is talking about people leaving China. I don't even think the video that she had up, the original one, is up anymore. You can see it on Amazon? Absolutely. Hey, Wildcard. Hold on. Right, exactly. You never want to go to jail for killing a YouTuber. That's not good. That's all bad. You never want to do that. It's not worth it at all. But like I said, imagine having to now live in fear because somebody wanted to click in the view, and that person has now poisoned an entire city because they wanted more views. And not just in China. We have 2 cases that are somewhere in Illinois as well, and I'm not sure how many other states have it. But the things that happen for a click in a view is just disturbing. The things that we allow to enter our minds because of what we see, what we read, what we consume. It's despicable. I asked the question of, is it worth it? The answer is it's not. It really isn't worth it. It isn't worth it to just do whatever for a click in the view because someone can get harmed in the end. In this case, there's an entire country that's now in fear just because someone wanted to click in the view. Imagine the poor girl that started the whole thing. I can't even think how she's feeling. Because all she wanted was to eat some damn bat soup for whatever reason. But never in her wildest dreams would it have come to this situation. It's sad. It's sad what we've come to. Not just in this sector, but in this platform period. Not just on this platform, but on social media period. We've taken something that could be so beautiful and that could bring us together, and we're using it to tear us apart. And that just bites. But I do thank everyone for joining me today. I want to keep my lives to like an hour, if that. Unless I'm doing a panel, then y'all know we just talk forever because we get together and it's a whole amount of energy and passion, and we forget what time it is. Shout out to all my mods, shout out to the chat, shout out to everyone who came in here. Every single link is below to follow me. If you want to hash at me, I'll type that in the chat as well. That's $ DD for you jewelry. I'll tap that in right now so you guys just used to do so. It's all good. I'm working on some new pieces, so I might actually do a live where actually I'm designing stuff. We'll see. We'll see what happens in the next couple weeks or so. But I do appreciate everyone who came in today, everyone who shared, commented, all y'all Bush people as well. See, it wasn't that crazy. And I know somebody's going to go back and tell this shit wrong, and I really don't care. I swear I don't. Because if you can't get the story right, why the fuck are you come bothering me about it? Because with nobody's name in the title, shady ass bitches, but whatever. I'm just saying. Hey, Keisha. Yes. So I appreciate everyone that came in today. I appreciate everyone that came in the Goddesses Live last night. If you have not seen Goddesses Live on mental health that we did together, please check that out. Thank you for everyone that came in the chat yesterday, because that was a powerful live. And thank you for trusting us with your stories as well. Because I think the one thing that we need to do as content creators is make sure that we are allowing people to tell their stories. If you have a platform, stick up for someone. Don't just demonize people or look at it as your meal ticket. Think of how blessed you are to have that platform and how blessed you are to have a platform that is big enough that people want to connect with you. And respect that and use it accordingly. So I'm gonna get out of here. I'll probably be in somebody's chat. Might come back on later on tonight. We'll see, depending on what time I get out of this meeting. But anyways, I appreciate and love all of you. Peace and blessings, and continue to express what makes you unique. Bye.